We've recently received the brand new POCO F4 for review and released the unboxing the other day. So today we wanted to follow it up with the setup and software experience video, talking about what the installation process looks like, what the software is like, and what the experience is to use this device on a daily basis. As usual, what we'll need is as follows: the phone itself, preferably charged, a SIM ejector tool, you'll get one in the box or you can use a paper clip, your Wi-Fi password, and Google account password. And if you have two-factor authentication, another device to verify that it's you, and a SIM card. I'm using my secondary SIM card from its slightly older brother, the POCO F4 GT, which I'm also reviewing right now. Interestingly, the tray wouldn't go out on the first attempt and I had to try a few times. I wanted to be careful and not damage the device, but after a couple of pushes, I managed to take it out. Similarly to both the POCO F3 and F4 GT, we get dual SIM card slots, but no microSD this time, so there's no way to expand the storage unfortunately. Let's insert the SIM card into slot 1 with the chip facing upwards and insert the tray back into the phone, this time with the chip facing the back of the phone. And we can switch the phone on. We're welcome with the POCO logo and, as with all the phones using the Google experience, powered by Android at the bottom. There's also the MIUI logo, which is developed by this phone's manufacturer, Xiaomi. In this case, it's skinned for POCO devices. After around 25 seconds, we can start the setup process. The first thing is to select your language. In my case it's English UK, and region, which was correctly pre-selected for me. Next, we can see we'll be using Gboard, Google's keyboard, and we can also enable Google Voice Typing, which is a fantastic usability feature. Then, there's plenty of terms and conditions, but I'll probably skip them this time. I do trust Xiaomi and POCO. Next is Wi-Fi. You did remember to find your password, didn't you? Once you're connected, the phone needs to get ready. Again, took just under 20 seconds, but I'll speed it up here. At this point, you can decide if you want to copy apps and data from your old device. It's fine if you do, might be easier to get back to where you were, but I personally always prefer to start from scratch, as I have way too many review devices and don't want to copy everything from one phone to the other. Again, entirely up to you. Next, we'll log into Google. Theoretically, you can skip it, but if you do, you'll lose access to Google Play Store and many other benefits like Google Maps, so I'd highly recommend doing that. Since I have two-step verification, I also had to confirm it's me by logging in on my Pixel 6 Pro. Better safe than sorry. You'll also need to agree to Google's terms of service, otherwise you won't be able to sign in, so make sure to do that. Now that we're logged in, we can configure how we use Google services. Backing up to Google Drive, the use of location, Wi-Fi scanning, sharing of usage and diagnostic data, and agreement that some apps or software might update automatically. I ended up disabling sharing of diagnostic data, but it's entirely up to you. And this is an interesting one, unique to Europe I believe, and something I haven't seen in many months on MIUI devices, since the POCO F2 Pro and Xiaomi Redmi Note 10 Pro. Selection of the default search engine. You can choose between big ones like Google, Bing or Yahoo, local like Yandex, or some privacy-focused ones like Ecosia or DuckDuckGo. I just went with Google though, I'm all about convenience. Next, my favorite part of setting a POCO phone up, the fingerprint scanner. We first need to enable either a pattern, PIN or password. I went with a pattern, and once I entered it twice, I could add the fingerprint. The scanner is in my favorite position, on the power button, and it works just great. The scan took literally 12 seconds, excellent. You can later add another fingerprint if you want, for even faster reads. Just go to Settings, Passwords and Security, Fingerprint Unlock, and from there you can add another finger. Just remember to do it after you complete the entire device setup. If you go back to the previous screen, you can also add a face unlock, but remember that it's less secure and not as fast. Up to you. Back in the setup, we were for some reason reminded that we picked Google as the search engine. Thanks, I guess. And at this stage, we can either leave the setup, start using the phone and finish the setup at a later time, or just finish it now. I went with finishing it in one go. Here you can configure Google Assistant. If you haven't done it yet, you will be asked to repeat a phrase a few times so Google can learn your voice and answer your questions faster. But if you've done it before, you might not have to do it again, which was the case for me. Strangely, the phone decided to pick one of my cards as default. And that one is a joint one rather than a personal one, so I won't be doing that. I'll configure Google Pay later. And here we got a few last options. Add another email account if you have a work email or similar. We can change the font size or review additional apps. Interestingly, for the last couple of years, the only app showing up there has been Google Pay, but we now also get Google Home. Good to know, I guess. But let's pick a wallpaper. I'll just go with my usual one, both for the wallpaper and the screen lock. And finally, a few more settings, this time for MIUI, not Google. Sharing usage data with Xiaomi, automatic system updates, personalized ads, user experience program, as well as enabling the wallpaper carousel. I ended up going with all of those and agreed to the wallpaper carousel terms and conditions, in case there's some cute pet pictures. And that's it done, just over 12 minutes for the entire setup and less than 9 minutes since switching the phone on, so not too bad at all. Let's make some basic changes. First, change to dark mode, especially on this lovely AMOLED screen. It should be both easier on my eyes and save some battery, win-win. I'll also change the navigation on the phone, as I now prefer gestures instead of buttons. I got converted on my Pixel 5 and then Pixel 6 Pro, and I'm not looking back. There's two more things we need to do to completely finish the setup without issues. One, there's still a notification asking you to complete the setup, even though it looked like we already did that. Not sure why, but it always just asks you to press OK or cancel a few times, but once you do, the notification won't come back. 2. An issue I noticed on the POCO F4 GT is that despite enabling dark mode, the app drawer was still in light mode. Luckily, it's enough to just restart the phone, so since everything is now installed, we can do just that. All good after the restart, we're now in full dark mode, crisis averted. The 128GB review unit came with around 25GB taken by the system and some apps. The phone, however, did come with some preloaded apps, so there's a chance to bring it down a bit. Let's walk through them with one of my favorite MIUI features, app categories in the app drawer. In addition to Google and a few Xiaomi or POCO apps, we got a few entertainment apps like Netflix, Spotify and TikTok, a couple of tools like Opera Browser and WPS Office, some shopping apps including Amazon and Yum, which is not an app I was familiar with, but it looks like something similar to AliExpress but based in Latvia. There's a few games, including the installation files for Genshin Impact. You still have to download 14GB extra the first time you run it, and some random ones like Jules and Tile Fun, as well as Dust Settle, which we've seen in the entertainment tab. There's also Agoda. Not sure if I'd put it in lifestyle section, as it's a hotels booking app, but maybe? Luckily, you can rearrange the apps and change the categories. Just hold the finger on an empty space and select the apps that are missing. And you can uninstall them quickly as well. Just hold the icon, go to App Info and click Uninstall at the bottom. Poof, that's all the games I don't need gone. So far, the software experience has been quite good for me in the last few days of using the phone. I haven't had any slowdowns as the Snapdragon 870 chipset is very powerful. I haven't experienced any ads or other irritating issues like that so far. And as always, the software experience on the MIUI is great, so I have no complaints. I'll need more time with the phone to give my full opinion, especially when it comes to the camera, but so far I've enjoyed the POCO F4, especially in the current price bracket. And that's it for this video. Hope you found it useful. Let us know if you have any questions in the comments below, leave us a like, and if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the Tech Travel Geeks channel to see more videos from us. But for now, thanks for watching.